So this is a new thing for my channel. In the lead up to the reveal of next year's Grammy nominees, I'm going to be reviewing a few albums that I missed. These albums and their artists are definitely the people who I think will end up winning in major categories or getting a lot of nominations. To kick this series off, I want to talk about Montero, Lil Nas X's first album. What can I really say about Lil Nas X that hasn't been said by somebody else? The man has dominated the charts in 2019, won Grammys, came out of the closet, and is one of the biggest pop stars in the world at the moment. It's honestly crazy to think that people thought that he'd never have a #1 hit again or even chart high. This past holiday season, he teased his first proper album with a non-single holiday, which did just okay. But then he returned to the top with Call Me By Your Name, which incited a whole controversy over Satan Nike shoes, a video where he lap danced on Satan, and it ended with a lawsuit, which he ended up using again for a marketing scheme for another recent #1 hit, Industry Baby. There is no denying that Lil Nas X is truly a marketing mastermind and one of the smartest voices in pop right now. The album rollout for Montero is amongst one of the best eras that I've seen in a few years. So when he gave birth to Montero, his first record, literally in a video he gave birth, he had to answer one final question. Does his music stand on its own merits? In my opinion, the answer is a resounding yes. Montero is a brilliant blend of genres and sounds. Lil Nas X pushes his own barriers and really surprised me on this album, delivering surefire hits and some deep, profound music along the way. Before I discuss the album in itself, I do want to talk about where he has a strong chance to stand out this year at the Grammys. Categorically, he would actually do very well in the pop space if he chooses to submit there. Yes, he has Billie, Olivia, and other strong contenders in the category, but he definitely stands out. The title track Montero is a clear contender for Best Pop Solo, Record, and Song of the Year. I also think that Industry Baby could really compete in the Best Pop Duo Group and even the Best Rap Performance if he wants to submit there. Where he submits for album is going to be really interesting, as the committee has been rather odd this year, with Casey Musgraves being restricted from country and Bo Burnham being omitted from comedy. I honestly think he could compete with my current frontrunner for Best Rap Album, Tyler the Creator. I do think he will get nominated for Album of the Year for sure. The impact on the culture is there. The record debuted at #2 with solid sales, and he might actually win if he campaigns strong and carries momentum. If he plays his cards right, I do think that he will make Grammy history. Now, a really quick review of the album. The first half of the album was more or less what I expected from Lil Nas X. 3 of the singles so far come from this half, and I expect one more track from this section to hit the charts. Call Me By Your Name is just such a great opener. It has not gotten old. It actually really stands apart from its controversial video. I really loved his BET Music Awards performance with the Egyptian theme. It was brilliant. The 3-track run of Dead Right Now leading to Industry Baby and That's What I Want has to be one of the best runs I've heard in an album this year. Each track is just a relentless bop and could very well be commercially successful. I really like how Lil Nas X just jumps genres effortlessly. Dead Right Now really just takes trap, rap, and gospel and makes it work together. Industry Baby is a classic anthemic pop rap perfection. That music video is just brilliant and iconic, while That's What I Want is power pop rock perfection. I want to talk about That's What I Want being a single. It means so much to me because really it's one of the first major queer longing anthems that I've heard on the radio other than Call Me By Your Name. It is genuine, it is commercial, the music video is so iconic to me. It's even more iconic to me than Call Me By Your Names. It's like Hey Ya with a dash to Shake It Off and Good For You But Gay, an instant smash hit. I'm not really big on interludes. Then we have Scoop with Doja Cat, which I think is going to be a TikTok smash. Doja's verse is just so quotable, and the 2 internet troll pop stars, they better make a video out of this. The bass on the instrumental literally made my HomePods explode. I'm not even kidding. One of Me with Elton John on the piano is a grower. Not really a track that first listen got me, but the melody's pretty good. I think its message about people thinking he'd peak with OTR shows how hard he worked on this record. Lost in the Citadel is a standout for me. It is this mournful track about a one-sided relationship and picking up the pieces, and it's so inherently queer but universal, which Lil Nas X really just does so well. I feel like Lil Nas X really knows how to make his audience broad. Even though he talks about queer themes, he's just so good at presenting his emotions in a way that many people can just relate with it. Vocally on this track, he really challenges himself quite a bit. Sometimes he's not really good with his vocals, other times he actually really stuns me. We close out this first half with $sign Slime with Megan Thee Stallion, which is another radio smash in the making. Both artists really kill their verses. It doesn't hit as hard as Scoop for me, but I really dig it. The second half of the album is a really surprisingly dark, introspective, and beautiful piece of work. It opens with Tales of Dominica, a song about oceanless seas, broken families, and anxiety from his upbringing. It really feels like an old folk song lost to time, and it builds on his own mythology as a person. Sun Goes Down, which was released as a teaser a few months ago, is one of my favorite tracks. It's a very soft ballad about his younger self feeling lost and alone in his queerness, confronting dark thoughts, and eventually him singing about how he found a way out eventually. Void is another favorite of mine because it is a letter to his past self about how he gets the success he's looking for, but it's harder than ever to find true love. The vocals on the pre-chorus are immaculate. Don't Want It really raises the tempo a little bit slightly, sampling Hush Little Baby in its catchy chorus. One thing to note is Lil Nas X actually co-produced this track. It's again a very deep song about his regrets, running 2 problematic Twitter accounts, his grief at losing his grandmother, and his self-medication on weed. I feel like he actually is really candid on this album, which is very nice. Life After Salem feels like a sequel to Lost at the Citadel, but sonically borrows a lot from slow sad rock. Melodically, it really reminds me of Post Malone's collaboration with Ozzy Osbourne, Take What You Want. Lyrically, he seems to have moved on from someone, but he really wants to know what they want from him. The guitar solo is a brilliant add. The album closer is actually one of my favorite tracks. We close it out with Am I Dreaming with my iconic queen, Miley Cyrus, making it the second collab that he's done with the Cyrus family. It is a stunning closer where they both hold their own vocally. Miley's vocals here really accentuate the themes of moving forward and finding true closure. Overall, I really do think that this album is a solid contender for my own personal album of the year. Each track is rendered with a care and thought to it that really makes me feel like it's not skippable. I really do like that he decided to track list it in the way that it is both halves of his journey, both the highs and the lows. What surprises me a lot is really the honesty, as I said before. It's what really made a fellow AOTY contender, Olivia Rodrigo, sour so captivating. My only point of criticism here, which is a similar criticism I have for many debut albums, especially those that have dropped this year, is that Lil Nas X has done such a good job of showcasing how innovative he is as an artist and a concept. But the music here kind of feels a little watered down compared to him. I wish that he had taken a little bit more risk here and there. I feel like every other track is a hit in the making, which is great, but I really did want more tracks like Void and Tales of Dominica. I feel like his next album will be more sonically brave, not necessarily cohesive, and really match who he is or how he presents himself artistically. I want to end this video on the note that I love that pop is becoming more diverse sonically and representatively. If you told me in 2011, my partially closeted self, that he'd be standing an openly out gay black pop icon, he would be so surprised. I give this album a very solid 9.4 out of 10 and a definite recommendation if you haven't already listened to it. And that is one of many. I will be covering many other albums. I will be talking about Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever next. I don't know when that video comes up. I will also be discussing Planet Her and other albums that I think are frontrunners. In addition, when the actual nominees are revealed, I will do videos on albums that I haven't listened to yet. And that's going to be so much fun. If you're new to my channel and you were curious, definitely drop a subscribe if you like this content. Thank you so much to my regular viewers. I know I am very sporadic when it comes to posting, but I promise you I am trying to have a schedule, which I did post in my community tab. I want to thank my members once again, and honestly, I just want to remind you all that Grammys don't really matter. It's nice to want your fave to get a Grammy, and that's sort of what I'm doing here. I kind of want to see my faves win Grammys, but it's not going to make me hate the music. I don't know what to say. I'm just rambling at this point, but I will see you next video.